This is your brother G World 7 underscore D. I want to follow up on the video I did the other day about the Aboriginal blacks of the Pacific Islands. You know, you have a particular idiot coming on there claiming that the Polynesians weren't black, which they were. Original Polynesians, Melanesians, Micronesians were all Negroes. And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to connect certain things, certain dots. I want you to understand that you cannot trust non-black people or anything. Hell, you can't trust some Negroes. Okay, I'm going to turn to page 467. As I turn to page 467, I get the light and I can get a clear view. And sometimes it takes a while to focus. Alright, and I'm just going to probably just read it. If I can get it to get to it. Here we go. Melanesia, a major division of the Pacific Islands, south of the equator, west of the international date line, east of Australia and New Guinea. Melanesian of Melanesia is people of the languages, a member of the dark-skinned native people of Melanesia, the branch of Malayo, Polynesian languages of the Melanesia. And you get melanin, a brownish black pigment found in skin and hair, etc. Melanin means black, it means dark. Alright? Those are referred to the Black Islands. And I'm going to go in further. I'm going to turn to page 472. Alright, turn to 472. This is why you have to do your research, man. And, you get these white folks to say the most goofiest things, man. The dumbest things. They'll try to break different racial categories by looking at black people's cranage, their eyebrows, their nose sizes, and try to make them in different races where they all were of the same race. You know, different groups of black people, but of the same race. Just make that clear. This is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a jackass. All right, here we go. Micronesia. Get a clear picture of here. Here's Micronesia, a major division of the Pacific Islands, north of the equator, west of international date line, and east of the Philippines. Micronesia. And he goes on to say, a native of Micronesia, any of the Malayo Polynesian languages of Micronesia. And you know, micro is small, right? You know, micro like microwave, but micro means small. That means smaller, minuscule. And we're going to go over here as the definition to micro. Micro, little, small. Alright, that's what micro is, little, small. Little. Micronesian islands, those are the small islands. Here we go. And we're going to go to page, now the 579. Alright, page 579. Here we have, you go to page 579. We're going to go, let me focus on that. We have here Polynesia, right? In Polynesia, I can focus on the Polynesia, and it basically talks about, let me get Polynesia. Let me get to the Polynesia. Try to get a good focus of it. And it talks about the area, the Polynesian Islands. Excuse me, I was at the wrong word. My bad. Polynesia. Okay, here it is. Polynesia, a major division of the Pacific Islands east of the international date line, including Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, Society Islands, etc. Polynesian. A member of the brown people of Polynesia, including the Hawaiians, Tahitians, Samoans, and Moors. The group of Malayo-Polynesian languages of Polynesia. Now we're going to go over here that I had, and just had the word right here. Here's the word poly, all right, meaning much, many, more than one. Poly, meaning much, many, more than one. Close the dictionary. Go to my Compton's Encyclopedia, all right? And we'll turn to the Pacific Islands. All right. We'll turn to the Pacific Islands. And this is what I'm going to show you right here. All right, and this is some information that is really in your face. But when you listen to these goofy ass white people, man, or these others, they just say the dumbest thing. Now here we go right here. Here it is. It is the coastal islands of Asia from two separate branches. The southern chain, which lies entirely below the equator, from a crescent. The chain is known as Melanesia, Islands of the Blacks. It begins east of New Guinea, with the Admiralty Islands and two larger individual islands, New Ireland and New Britain. Then the chain swings southeast through the Solomon Islands, the Santa Cruz Islands, the New Hebrides Islands, and the Loyalty Islands. East of the New Hebrides is the Fiji group. The northern chain is called the Micronesia, Small Islands. It stretches eastward from the Philippines through the Palau Islands, the Marina Islands and Guam, the Caroline Islands, and the Marshall Islands. Then the chain dips southeast through the Gilbert Islands on the equator and the Ellice Islands, forming a crescent much larger than that of Melanesia. The eastern end of these two crescents meet and then open out in the scattered islands known as Polynesia many islands, beginning east of the Fiji Islands are the Tonga or the Friendly Islands in the Samoan group. Further east are the Cook Islands and the Society Islands, which include Tahiti. Then the Matu Archipelago and the Marquis Island. Far north of the equator lie the Hawaiian Islands. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. And they're going to show you pictures of so-called Polynesians, Micronesians, and Melanesians. They're going to say this is a mixture and this is the whole real deal. I'm going to stop right here. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Now, I just explained to you how they use these different names and terminologies to describe these islands. All those terminologies come from white men. They start redefining those islands. Now I'm going to go here and show you where these islands are located now. Here's Australia. And under Australia is Tasmania. You can see it. Tasmania is around Australia now. You know Tasmania, a lot of the indigenous black people were wiped out. Right? I mean, there's still some there, but a large number were wiped out. And then you know what happened to the black people in Australia and how they were attacked. And many of them lost their way of life. And many of them in certain places where they're drinking alcohol, and alcohol helped them destroy them and abandon families. And they helped destroy the black people in Australia. All right, the Aboriginal blacks there. But then remember, I showed you before that the original people in the Philippines were black. And the original people in Cambodia, when I showed you the image of and Kauai, they're black. Here you have Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia over here. Now, you have these dark-skinned Negroes, all right. You knew they were already here. And I told you they were already in the Philippines and over in Asia, because original Asians are all black. They were in Micronesia. They island hopped, all right. They hopped from different islands. They traveled here and they hopped from different islands. They used them by boats. These people were of the same race, all right. I got an asshole coming on my doggone page claiming that the Polynesians weren't black. I showed you images before a King Kamehameha. That was a Negro. I mean, that's not enough for discussion. All these people were of darker hue. What happened was that the black people in Melanesia fought and resisted the invasions of the Asians. Now, right now, you have the mixed breed Indonesians attacking the black people, indigenous black people, West Papua New Guinea. But all these islands were populated totally by Negroes, going all the way to Hawaii, and then obviously to North America. When a lot of the Mali settled here in the California area and built a Timbuktu over in the west. But you had black empires all through the Pacific here, over in the Pacific and in Asia, because the Kushites were there. You have to understand, you still see these Negroes here. You see these Negroes over in here. And then you see a mixture of people who obviously are mixed blood here, and Polynesians mixed blood. But let me say something. I remember watching the old episode of Hawaii Five-0. Hawaii Five-0 ran on CBS from 1968 to 1980. All right? So it ran for 3 decades, technically. It was one episode from the 68-69 season. I didn't watch the show live because I wasn't born. But I went and watched reruns. When Jack Lord approached the girl and he asked her, where she's from, she said, Tonga. And I looked at that girl. I said, that's a straight up black girl that you see on 47th Street or 95th Street in Chicago. But she was Tonganian. She was a Tongan Negro. She was a straight up black girl, but she was Tongan. But they showed that in Hawaii Five-0, and they sort of hinted that in them early episodes about those people being black. They sort of hinted it in so many ways. But they did that one episode, and the girl said she was Tonga. She's from Tonga, and then she walked off, or he walked off. It was an interesting episode. I kept in my mind frame, and I went back and studied all them black people, and I see that the Tongans are Polynesians, and as original Hawaiians were Polynesians. All those people were so-called Negro. All right, you can't just, how you gonna have black people over in this region, and then Negroes don't exist here, but Negroes exist over here in Americas? You had a belt of black empires all through the Americas. They weren't just situated in one location. They weren't just here, right here in Australia. These are black people like you see black people in America. Those are Australian black people who are here in America, by the way, and also in India. You see those same Australian type of black people. Now, to sit up there and to deny this is extremely ignorant, but it's typical of a lot of ignorant white folks who will do this. Like I'm showing you this. This is Australia. All right, this is Tasmania, right over here. And you know how these Negroes look with their woolly hair. These Negroes have the woolly. These Negroes have the wavy straight hair. Even though you have some Australian black people with woolly hair, they call them Negrito Australians. I'm telling you, these names are ridiculous, but they come up with these goofy ass names to describe the people and describe who they are. And these white men doing all this naming and reclassification and reclassifying. They're doing a lot of naming, explaining, and they're lying. So this clown coming on a page saying that the Polynesians were not black, that's a goddamn lie. Because they just basically, all these people, this is just a belt of black people. And then, like I said, the Melanesian blacks were able to fight off the invasions to come over to their land, and they fought off the mixture of diluting them. But you see what happened in Hawaii when those Asians came over, them Asian peasants, and them white folks came in there, and they mixed in with the black population, only lightening them up. Now, I just explained to you, all those names are given by white folks. Polynesian, Melanesian, Micronesian. They're basically the same damn Negro people. But one maintained their pureness of blackness. One was mixed in with white and non-black Asian. And the other one mixed in with just non-black Asian. I'm telling you, but the original people all through the Americas were Negroes. But unfortunately, our people have been so brainwashed to believe that we're just slaves from Africa. And you get these dumbass white folks who come on my page, man, who don't know what the hell they talking about. And they start talking about brow ridges and all the other goofy ass stuff. They make no sense, man. This is, if you don't read, see, they don't think that many of us read and research. I've been doing this. I have educators all in my family. I know this information. I know that the original Polynesians were Negroes. I know the fact that in Hawaii, they used to call the Egyptians or the black people in other lands, use them as reinforcements to come in when they need to battle. I know this information. I've been through this information. But unfortunately, like I said, these mulattoes that run around these areas who have hijacked the culture, they despise black people, but they continue to practice a culture that our ancestors built in those lands, man. These are thieves. And there's always a connection, like I said, between the various different black groups globally. Like I said, I showed you Cambodia before. I showed you the Aita people of the Philippines. And I showed you the black people of Australia before. And I showed you images of black Samoans and black Hawaiians before. Look at my older videos. The original people in the Americas were black. The original people throughout the Pacific were black people. They were not no Mongoloid people or no white people. So these dumbass bastards want to come on my page, don't know what they're talking about, start cracker-splaining. That's what they do. Or non-black mulatto-splaining. So we need to basically recapture our history, take our history back, and take everything back. And this is just me teaching you how to go about looking at certain words, studying certain words, and knowing history. Remember, Melanesian means black, Poly means many, Micronesian means small. All right, brothers and sisters, learn your true history. Don't listen to these white jackasses. Peace.